game time.
Yeah, I know. That's so fucking stupid, though. Come on, bro.
Ben kept talking about how sick he was. Or they kept talking about how sick he was during games.
Ba-ba-da-ba. I'm V Overstreet. I'm your host.
Are we good? Are we good?
Well, should we even just post the link? Should we wait a second?
Let's give it 5.
Yeah.
You want to give it 5? It is. Did you unmute the mic? Okay, good. Shouldn't be.
Why did you choose this photo?
This is the first one I chose.
Look at Julia.
Okay. Alright, no looking back.
Broadcasting to YouTube.
Is it on right now? Sweet.
I think we should wait like 3 now. Or we're waiting like 3, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we can start.
Well, no, I think we should wait like 3 minutes. We're literally just posted the link.
Okay. Let's give it a minute. I say we start no later than 6:35. Good? Huh?
I think we're gonna start in 1 minute just because we posted the link like 2 minutes ago.
All right. You ready? 34. Is the ticker going to game time? Good. All right. Deep breaths, everyone. I know. Okay. All right. Welcome to High School Game Day. I'm your host, V. Overstreet.
I'm Arwen Pelletier.
I'm Julia Copus.
I'm Hudson Inslee.
And I'm Fergus Castleberry.
We're going to be going through our games for the week, looking at district and talking about how, these past games of the week will influence the score tonight, all leading up to our main event of the night, a broadcast between the McCallum Knights and the LASA Raptors. Now, I'm V. I play football. I'm varsity linebacker. I also am a co-host of Friday Night Lights with Julia Copes. We're co-founders of MKSN, and this is our first broadcast doing Game Day. We're very excited about it. I'm going to pass to our other co-hosts so you can get to know them a little better.
Hi, yeah, so as I mentioned, I'm Arwen Pelletier. I run varsity cross country and I run track. I'm part of the McCallum newspaper here. I'm the opinion editor. And then whenever I decided to join MKSN, I was super excited whenever I first heard about it. I really want to pursue being a sideline reporter as my career, so I felt like this was the perfect first step in the right direction. And I really can't wait to see how the rest of our broadcasts go, and I'm really excited for the headliner tonight.
Okay, I'm Julia Copus. I started MKSN with V as well. I have 5 years of award-winning sports journalism experience. I don't actually play any sports, but I love sports, and I hope to work in sports one day. I co-host Friday Night Lights with V. And other than that, I'm super excited for this new event and also for McCallum to beat the heck out of LASA tonight.
I'm Hudson Inslee. I'm a linebacker. I play varsity football here at McCallum, and man, I really love watching the Knights play basketball every week. They just grow every week with just watching them play on that hardwood floor, man. It's just amazing. With the 4-1 district that we have so far, man, I have a great feeling that we're going to go pretty far here in the district. Gonna hand it off.
Again, my name is Fergus Castleberry. I play baseball here at McCallum. I joined MKSN because I wanted to get McCallum sports out there and just make it a bigger deal here at McCallum just because we are a fine arts school. Pretty much it. I'll hand it back to V.
Now, we're going to start with our first segment of the night, our district pick'em. Spearheading this, we are going to go with our first game, Anderson versus Crockett. Now, me personally, I think this game is going to be nothing short of a slaughter for Anderson. I think Crockett, while they're a little scrappier than people may think, big upset against LASA. I really don't see a way that Crockett comes out of this without getting demolished. I'm going to go with the Anderson Trojans for this one.
Yeah, and as V said, Anderson, they're a powerhouse. They're first in district right now. And honestly, the Crockett Cougars, they did beat the LASA Raptors, which honestly isn't saying much. They only have a 7-17 record, so they're honestly not successful at all, and they really shouldn't pose that much of a threat to the Trojans. LASA did lose to Crockett 50-47, and then Anderson beat LASA by, I think, over 20. So I'm expecting a bloodbath, same as V, and I'm gonna pick the Trojans on this one.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to agree across the board here. I hate to say it, but Anderson basketball is doing really well this season. Crockett has always been an intriguing team to me. They've had some interesting players in the past and have had some real hustle, but they've never really been much of a basketball school, so I'm going to have to pick the Trojans as well.
I feel like Anderson is going to steamroll the Cougars here, and it's not going to be a question. With their ball movement and the Crockett's terrible defense, I think Anderson's going to win.
Now, when looking at this game, you got to look at the district teams that they've played. Crockett has honestly played very close games with teams like Cedar Creek, Bassrop, and LASA, who the Knights are playing tonight. I don't think this is going to be a game where Anderson can just go in and basically take a night off. I think they need to execute and do what they do, and if they can do that, I think that it won't be a problem. But then again, Crockett could, catch up on them. But I still got Anderson winning this game. Yeah.
Clean sweep for Anderson there. I don't think anyone disagrees. This is not going to be a close game. It's just top in the district versus a team that has historically just not been very good. I think there's no contest about it. Moving on, we're going to be moving to Austin High versus Dripping Springs. Now, this is a game not exactly in the district, but Austin High will... Sorry, that is my mistake. We're going to be moving on to Bassrop versus Cedar Creek tonight. Now, Bastrop, I think, is going to be a better game than most people think. McCallum has beaten both of these teams earlier in the season. We saw 2 weeks ago a win against Cedar Creek, and then last week a very close win at Bastrop. I don't think this is going to be, the greatest game ever, but I don't think it's going to be a full slaughter. Bastrop had a tendency to foul a lot during the McCallum game, and that led for opportunities for easy points from players like Ethan Plummer, who sealed the game with 2 drained free throws. Now, one part of Cedar Creek's game that is really overlooked is their star point guard, Namar Rivalkaba, his ability to draw fouls and how much that plays into his game. He uses his small stature, and he will get up to their bigs, and he will make you foul him or he's going to score. So that's going to lead to a lot of points for Cedar Creek early, and unless Bastrop can start adjusting like McCallum did and start limiting how much they're fouling him when he's driving to the paint, I think Rivalkaba could easily put up a good amount of points on the Bastrop defense. But I think there's no really doubt about it. I'm going to take Bastrop for this game.
Yeah, and as V said, honestly, the Bastrop Cedar Creek game, it's going to be close. Bastrop has a record of 12-15, but compared to Cedar Creek's record, it is 3-17. But their place in district, Bastrop is 3rd in district with Cedar Creek being 4th, which the district isn't that competitive, honestly, but being tied with that, it'll be a competitive district matchup. And adding on to what V said, we did see a lot of scrappy defense coming from those Cedar Creek players during the game against McCallum a few weeks ago. So honestly, I think it will be a tough matchup with some draws, some fouls drawn. But Cedar Creek does have that home court advantage given that the game is being played there. And honestly, I'm still going to go with Bastrop winning the game, and I'm going to agree with V.
And I'm going to have to agree once again. As we've said, Cedar Creek is a very scrappy team, but unfortunately they just don't really have the same winning ability as Bastrop. And, the McCallum Bassrop game was pretty close. And so just based off the McCallum meter, I'm going to have to say Bastrop takes the win here. Now, this is Bastrop's version of Anderson versus McCallum, so the environment of this game will be very interesting. And although I'm picking Bastrop, anything could happen, frankly, so we'll see.
Man, I think that Bastrop here has a solid team other than last year, and McCallum had a last-second free throw win against Bastrop last time, and we barely came out with the W there. And recent years, Cedar Creek has been very good in basketball. They showed us in the playoff game probably like 2 years ago. But man, we kind of destroyed Cedar Creek, and just McCallum. We put up a good fight between both teams. I just think Bastrop is the better team out of the two, so I'm gonna go with Bastrop.
So in this game, we're looking at the 3rd and 4th seed in the district. These two teams are both trying to claw back into that district championship spot, and if not district championship, maybe that 2nd place spot. This is a really big game for both teams. This game is going to be played at home for Cedar Creek. That's a big advantage. I thought when I was watching the Cedar Creek versus McCallum game, Cedar Creek really fought very hard, and so I don't think this is going to be a game as well like the Anderson game. Bastrop's got to be on their A game, and I'm going to take the upset. I'm going to take Cedar Creek at home. I think they can pull away here.
Moving on to our main course tonight, the big kahuna, the top dog of them all. It's going to be the rivalry game here versus LASA. Now, the Knights have kind of a historic rivalry with LASA, being very dominant in the last 10 years, only losing one of those games. But, it's going to be a tough environment. Things are going to get chippy. There's a lot of player relationships that are very overlooked. I think 2 players to be very much on the lookout tonight are going to be Joe Alvarez and Cole Trong. Now, both of them have very heavy LASA ties, and we've seen in the past Cole has had very productive games across all levels against LASA. So I think it's going to be a dogfight. One issue that I do see is the possibility of varsity players Ben Cook and Tristan both being out, and I think that could be an issue for the Knights as Ben frequently comes out, will hit a couple threes, and really get the energy going, allow other players to transition a little bit better, and make people coming off the bench a little bit of a softer, incoming. And Tristan there's not much you need to say about him. He's been a dominant force in the paint all year, and he has really just been killing it. Since those first few games, we saw a real dip in production, but he's bounced back just like him and Darby. All of the bigs have been having a really, really productive time down there. But, missing both of them tonight could open some opportunities, but could also limit what McCallum is able to do tonight. I think they look really good in district. Ethan Plummer right now I think is the unanimous district MVP. We'll see how the rest of the season plans out, knock on wood. But, I think there's no question about it. It was always going to be, and it's just going to be all about the Knights tonight.
Yeah, and as V mentioned, it is one of McCallum's biggest rivalries tonight, LASA versus McCallum. And those player relationships really do play a big part into it. Growing up with these kids, it's really been interesting to see them grow and adapt and how they really play each other. There's a lot of rivalry that comes into it. I was talking to one of the players today, Miller Stevens, who last year put up a really big game against LASA. I think he scored over 25 points. And, coming into this game, him and similar players have just been talking about how they really want to funnel all of their emotions and their anger onto the court tonight. And I think it'll be really interesting to see how that plays out, especially against a team that seems pretty scrappy like LASA, but honestly, I don't think they'll be scrappy enough to really make a dent into McCallum. Their record is only 5-16. They lost to Crockett. Honestly, it's really not that big of a competition for the Knights. And I'm going to go with McCallum on this one. Go Knights.
Yeah, just great analysis across the board here. I don't know how much better I can say it myself. The loss to Crockett really should be sounding the alarms here. Like, I actually can't believe that happened. When I was told that Crockett High School beat the Liberal Arts and Science Academy, my mind was blown. And LASA's just not the same as it used to be. You know, the past years, these games would be close. They would even go into overtime. It would be the determiner of who wins the district. At this point, I mean, this is a rivalry game, but it's also kind of a throwaway game because it's not going to be that difficult. And for all that, I'm going to have to say go Knights.
I think that McCallum is just the over physical team here, and I want to backpack off V here, saying that that Ben Cook gives us kind of that spark that we need coming into the game, and I feel like he'd be a very big factor coming into the game. He gets these threes going on that's really hot, and I just love that by him. I feel like we got number 21 Alex Hopper just going down there getting some big rebounds, just a big old kid down there, and I just think that McCallum wants it more. Just Ethan Plummer with his creative skills, playmaking skills, man. I think we got it in the bag. I think McCallum Knights are going to win the game.
So looking at this game, McCallum versus LASA, this is a really big rivalry for both teams. McCallum goes into this game 4-1 in district, so they're holding pretty strong. McCallum also in the past 5 years is 9-1 against LASA, a historically dominant. But then again, the Raptors are led by senior Jonah Cyhawk. He's a shifty guard who likes to drive to the paint, score some buckets around the rim. He can shoot a little bit as well. But the McCallum Knights are led by senior Ethan Plummer and Darby Roldan, who is 6'7", might I add. I think that's just going to be a little bit too much for the Raptors to handle, paired along with Joe Alvarez, Junior Joe Alvarez, senior Will Garnes. I just think it's going to be a handedly win for the Knights. And, the Knights, I think they're going to win.
Now, a non-talked about part of this game is, one of LASA's biggest assets tonight, which is going to be Elijah Scott, listed on Max Preps at 8 foot, 500 pounds. We can neither confirm or deny that is true, but if it is, that's going to be something to look out for tonight. But I think undeniably, I'm going to take, and everyone here is going to take the McCallum Knights to absolutely abuse the LASA Raptors. And I can say that is what I hope happens. Go Knights! Hit stop broadcasting.